Volkswagen's second generation Golf GTE continues to offer a more dynamic, if rather pricey, take on plug-in hybrid technology, combining sporty styling and pokey petrol power along with real-world battery range and frugality. With the Mark II version of this PHEV model, the bigger 13 kWh battery has 50% more energy capacity than before, allowing for an electric-only range of up to 40 miles. The idea here is to deliver GTI responsiveness along with ID3 style EV sustainability. If Volkswagen has done just that, then this could very well be the ultimate all-round family hatch. The Golf GTE always starts off in its all-electric E-mode. The drive-only switch is to the car's more customary hybrid setting, which sees the engine and the battery working in tandem if the energy capacity of the battery drops below a certain level or if the speed rises above 80 miles an hour. The hybrid mode also gives you a battery hold option, so you can save the battery charge for later in the trip, say urban driving that you might have to do at the end of a lengthy journey. And there is still a battery charge option. Now that allows you to charge up the battery via the TSI engine, although of course it's much more efficient to charge the battery up from a plug point. Plus, again, as before, there's also a GTE mode that focuses the engine for sportier driving. All this as much as it was with the previous generation Golf GTE, as is a combustion part of the powertrain package, a 1.4 litre TSI 150 PS petrol engine mated to a 6-speed DSG auto gearbox. Fortunately though, the electrified parts are now a bit more up to date, the two key elements being the electric motor, which now puts out 109 PS, 9 PS more than before, and the lithium-ion battery that powers it. That's now risen from 9 to 13 kilowatt hours, so that energy capacity is 50% bigger than before, the one used in the previous generation version. That latter change is the most significant. That makes possible this Mark II model's big step up in all-electric driving range. That's now WLTP rated at 40 miles. Total power output has now risen quite a lot as well to 245 PS. That's the same as a Golf GTI, which means 62 from rest now takes only 6.7 seconds. If you can't quite stretch to a GTE but you want a PHEV Golf, the brand also offers the same powertrain in a detuned 204 PS form in its Golf E hybrid model, which has a WLTP rated 44-mile driving range. The extra weight of the PHEV paraphernalia means this GTE doesn't feel quite as agile as a GTI through the bends, of course, but the addition of a vehicle dynamics manager, which controls the XDS torque vectoring system, helps to maximize cornering traction and works most effectively in combination with the optional DCC dynamic chassis control adaptive damping setup. The official WLTP efficiency figures, somewhat unfeasibly, suggest a combined cycle fuel economy reading of 235.4 miles per gallon and emissions of up to 26 grams per kilometre. But at least the government believes them, hence this car's impressively low 6% benefit-in-kind taxation rating. Charging takes 3 hours 40 minutes using a 3.6 kilowatt wall box or 5 hours on mains power. As before, a big part of this GTE model's appeal is that it doesn't look that much different to a Golf GTI. You'd certainly be hard pushed to notice many changes over any other sporty Golf unless you happen to pick out the altered badging or the charging flap over the left-hand wheel arch. Just above this GTE badge, there's a unique blue strip running across the radiator grille, blending into the lower, more menacing nose, which is a feature of this 8th generation Golf design. Full LED headlights fitted with the brand's intelligent IQ light matrix beams are standard, and an LED strip in each headlight mirrors the blue grille line when the daytime running lights are activated or when the LED tail light clusters feature here at the rear, and the GTE lettering is now positioned centrally under the Volkswagen emblem. Of course, what's much more important is what you can't see, the strong, stiff and light MQB chassis, which has been carried over from the previous generation model. Okay, let's take a seat inside. The cabin's characterised by blue highlights which feature on the seats and steering wheel, and which extend into the colours used across the displays of the brand's so-called Innovision cockpit. This is a system that fuses a 10.25-inch digital instrument binnacle with a 10-inch central dash screen. As well as all the usual functions, these monitors provide quite a few GTE-specific displays. Here's the instrumentation one that you're likely to most frequently use. Now this sees two small circular virtual screens flanking one large round central one, and that has percentage charge and percentage power bands on the left, a rev counter on the right, and a digital speedo in the middle. The central stack monitor also has its share of e-driving tools with screens showing driving modes and remaining battery charge too, plus others that focus on energy range and energy flow. On request, you can upgrade this central screen to the Discover Media Navigation Pro status, and that will give you gesture control and also the Hello Volkswagen intuitive voice control system. Otherwise, it's all pretty much as you'd find in any other Golf, with near faultless ergonomics, impressive build quality, and plenty of cabin storage space. Let's take a seat in the rear. Thanks to the extra 16mm of length between the wheels with this Mark 8 design, there's a fraction more legroom than there was before. So a pair of 6-foot adults could now be accommodated reasonably here. Let's finish off this segment by taking a look in the boot, the catch for which, as usual, is activated by pushing this tailgate badge. Pushing forward, the conventional 60/40 split rear bench that you do get frees up 1130 litres across a virtually flat load area. There's lots to like here. The Golf GTI vibe mixed with an uber dose of sense and sensibility, creating the kind of compelling combination that you'll rarely find in a family car. You don't have to press buttons and select menus to enjoy and benefit from GTE motoring. But devoted owners will want to do that. These people will see ownership as being all about mastering and getting the most from the plug-in hybrid concept. For them, there'll be nothing normal about what this Volkswagen can do. They'll talk about its silent all-electric operation, or about running costs that decimate their annual tax payments, and see a potential 3-figure range achievable from every gallon. Or maybe the way in which, when it's used for short journeys, it can make fuel station visits a thing of the past. It's all deceptively unique, and it's rather futuristic in a car very much for today.